Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, everything should be set up. We should be good. Um, I hope everybody is having a fantastic night. I know it's been a minute since I made any videos. Really, just been spending time with my family. Business is ramped up at the bar, and a lot of yard work. The leaves are coming down at the house, and it's our new place, and it has just as much yard work and stuff to do that our old house had. So, um, kind of dealing with a lot of that stuff, just home maintenance. Took some trees down, got our gutters cleaned, which costed a lot because it's a 2-story home. So that was a pain in the butt. Yo, BC, how we doing? What's up, boy? I know. So I was just kind of prefacing with, yeah, it's been a minute. Um, it's not that I haven't wanted to make videos. It's just that honestly, my kids are growing so fast, and like I'm kind of like even just putting my daughter down just now was like honestly like straight up made me shed a tear. Like, bro, like when you're a father, like that shit goes by so quick, and your kids grow up and they get old quick. So like I think it's important right now. I'm financially taking a break from Pokemon, really, but I think it's a good thing right now just because I'm also just taking a break from content kind of in general and just spending more time with my family. And like that's something that I haven't been focusing on enough, in my opinion. So it's something I want to focus more on. So I will probably never have any regrets, taking some time off. Um, but good to see you, bro. Glad you've been with the fan. You'll never regret that. Never, bro. Never. And like, I feel so lucky and so grateful to even have a place that we do. And I just, yeah. It's a grind. Making videos is a grind, and everybody who makes videos on YouTube knows that. And I think it's fun when it's like just part of the lifestyle and it's mixed in, but I've got so much going on in my life right now that it makes it really hard to just be like, oh, this is just like a side thing that I'm doing. No, like I'm doing a lot of different things, and I used to dump a ton of time into YouTube and making videos. So it's been healthy. It's been healthy. Um, Also, right now, Pokemon feels like it's super bubbly, super frothy. Same thing with the stock market. The stock market feels like it's kind of going bananas right now. Things have retraced in a big way. We won't talk about that too much unless people want to talk about it, but I do think that Pokemon and the market are somehow correlated. I mean, a lot of people believe that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin saw a major dump recently, over like 20% of its value dropped off. So like I feel like that's connected with Pokemon. I think a lot of people want to see prices drop with Pokemon. I don't think anybody wants to see the hobby fully crash. And I gotta be honest, it's extremely resilient. We're seeing new all-time highs for cards. I've been keeping my eye out on cards still. I'm still looking occasionally, kind of window shopping, but even that I've pulled back on. And I'm kind of proud of myself because I've always been kind of obsessive, compulsive with that kind of stuff and just being a competitive collector, kind of, if we can even call it that. Yeah, I got to spend time with the fam over everything. Um, how we doing, buddy? I do sell on eBay. Aladdin, no, not right now. As I just said before, I did shed some tears putting my daughter to bed. I'm not afraid to admit it, man. It's a precious thing. It's a precious thing having a kid. And honestly, it definitely puts things into perspective with like this hobby and like how important is it really like um yeah, it's just it's it's been nice to spend more time at home. Um but no, not right now. And I'm sober, so not drinking anything either. Uh but yeah. Yeah. I think it's a healthy thing. Um Also, I think it's just part of like a release that's been like waiting. It's tough seeing my kid get older, but also it's just a lot of things going on right now. And I think I beat myself up a lot. I think a lot of young fathers probably beat themselves up. Just like, am I spending enough time with my kids? Am I, fully taking in these moments? Even something like bedtime, which seems like it's such a routine thing that's like a very special thing. I won't talk about it too much other than the fact that like kids are tough to put to bed. Like if you don't have kids, then this will be news to you, but kids are tough to put to bed. And it's because they are afraid of letting go, essentially. And you can see that when you're putting your kids to sleep, that they're like struggling to let go, and they just want to know that you're gonna be there. And it's just, man, it's a beautiful thing fucking having a family. It's a beautiful thing. I can't say it enough how important it is, and life's too short. Anyways, not gonna cry again. DeQuavius, I am a leader of the unemployed. Join the brain rot side. And that's another thing right now with Pokemon that we can't ignore right now. Unemployment, they're releasing stuff, this whole government shutdown, it affects Pokemon. If you're looking at Pokemon as an asset, if you're looking at it as an investment, even just as a collector, you have to take these things into account for the long-term and short-term effects and like macro economy stuff. And the outlook right now is not good. Unemployment has been at an all-time high. You just remind me of that. Not unemployment has not been at an all-time high. The unemployment numbers are rising. So that's not good. And I'm not surprised. Our generation is getting tired of the rat race and doing this shit over and over and over again. A lot of people out there just don't like what they do. I'm not exactly one of them, but I get tired too. I get tired of working all the fucking time too. So I get it. And housing is unaffordable right now. Trump did something with a 50-year mortgage, so that'll be interesting how that turns out. How does this affect Pokemon, right? If times get tough, if the markets really dive, if things really take a turn for the worse, which I feel like there's some room for the market to grow and there's room for Pokemon to grow short term, like big time, like frothy growth. But then it's going to retrace really hard. I'm pretty sure on that, but it's also hard to say with the old cards that I'm collecting. And I always say this is that they're low pop. They're really low pop. So it's like, you're going to need all, for some cards that there's 100 or 200 or 300 of them in PSA 10 or PSA 9 or whatever, you need all those people to one out, at the same time. And some people aren't going to be in bad positions, even though the whole market dumps, even though the economy is tanking. So I think this will affect modern probably way more than it affects vintage. But yeah, I could see some major price retraces, which is cool because I've pumped the brakes entirely on buying modern Pokemon. And that's mainly so I can focus on vintage. But I do think if I were to be buying in a couple months from now, I would get better prices than what people are paying now. Then again, Pokemon has defied all odds, right? It doesn't operate the way other markets do. There's a good chance Pokemon will continue to just keep rising and we'll have some short-term, like retraces and prices for cards. What's interesting to me is this Mega Charizard. What's going to happen with the Mega Charizard? Is it going to live in the $2,000 to $3,000 price range? There's a possibility it could if it's really tough to gem, if it's really tough to pull. There's the Mega Charizard UPCs are out there. There's product out there. People are finding product. That's a good sign to me. People in our Discord are finding product. That's a great sign to me. That could be a good thing. We want to see as much product as possible out there. We want to see as much product as possible. We want it to get to the right people. We want people to be able to buy this stuff. And for the last couple months, no one's been able to even get anything. It's all going to scalpers. It's even collectors. It's going to people that are hoarding product in their room. I used to do the same thing. I get it, and that's okay if they print plenty of it to go around. I really don't care who's buying all of it as long as there's going to be more to stock the shelf soon. Daddy Donkey Kong, relax, man. Give yourself some grace. It's also your first time being a dad. You aren't going to be perfect at it. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. So I have my second now. He's a year old. And dude, he's starting to walk. Bro, like life right now is fucking crazy. Like I'm sorry, for me right now, how could I be like knee deep into Pokemon the way I have been in the past years? I have a 1-year-old who's my son, Asher, is starting to walk. And Aspen is just growing to be a beautiful little girl. God, life's crazy right now. Life's crazy. Adulting hard right now. And so it's easy to kind of take a step back from everything. But yeah, I do definitely need to give myself some more grace, as I'm sure a lot of dads out there need to give ourselves some grace. We're doing the best we can, but you can always do better. I believe that with everything that I do. Froggy, kids are amazing. G collects, economy is good, bro. People out here spending big on Pokemon cards. So I've heard, right? Vendors are saying the times are good. Times are always good until they're not. I was just day trading every single day for like weeks, and the market kind of took a beating. And right now I'm actually sitting on a position, which I haven't been doing lately. I've been flipping it. Every time I hit a couple $100, couple $1,000, I've been flipping positions, and right now I'm stuck. And that's also kind of making me think twice about Pokemon, about the market in general, about the economy, all these things. And that's taking so much time, right? Like, I'm trying to do too much. Yo, Ryan, back at it with the fresh cut and political takes. Gotta love. Appreciate it. Tuscan, what's good? Glad you're in here. Good morning. What is the most expensive pack out there? Most expensive pack out there? That's a really good question, actually. I don't know, guys. I feel like not one of the main sets. It would be something very, very, very niche. Like, yeah, maybe some mid-era stuff. Maybe even like a Topps. What are those really rare Topps cards, right? The first appearance Lugia. Maybe that pack. Maybe those packs would be like super, super valuable. I don't know. That's a great question. I know EX Deoxys would be up there. Especially with that Gold Star Rayquaza PSA 10 selling for $240,000. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. And the fact that I have one in a 9 is so fucking exciting. I'm just like crazy. I'm excited because we love to see these cards doing well. It's just, it proves again and again, this is a great place to have your money parked in, like, low pop, rare, vintage, nostalgic cards. At the same time, God, that's a lot of money. And it also means these cards are just becoming totally out of people's affordability. Kimmy, how we doing? How we doing, Kimmy? Can I get a bomba clot? That's pretty good. It's pretty good for me. Super need. I find you conventionally attractive, but I consider keeping you around for. Let's go. Let's go. My wife says the same thing. Wizard, you should open a Pokemon pack. I know I should. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. But if I open a Pokemon pack, I'm gonna hardcore relapse, and then again, I'm gonna become a madman. Murdova, what's good? What's good, bro? I have 5 kids, youngest is 6 months girl. God bless you all. God bless. God bless. Blessings to everybody out there. I know it's tough out there right now. I know it's easy to be sucked into Pokemon and forget what's actually happening in the real world, but there's a lot of crazy happening in the real world. Ryan, you look like Ryan Gosling a bit. Dude, that is such a crazy goated compliment. I'm flattered. Thank you. Dude, Ryan Gosling is like one of my man crushes, low key. Him, I'd say Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt. Who are the goats? Who are the goats? Victor, love your videos. Yo, I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Wizard, what company do you trade on? What company do I trade on? Like, what stock have I been day trading? It's called QuantumScape. QuantumScape. Its ticker is QS, and it's going to do big things in the future. And I haven't been fully confident about that in the past, but now I'm balls deep on it. I'm very confident on that company. And they just had a huge dip, which is why I'm talking about this stuff, the uncertainty in the market, the economy. You see these effects in how the market works. The traditional markets where most people are parking their money, you see how things are working with things taking dives, right? The market takes a beating. You wonder about how the average person is, you know, the retail investor. How are they faring? Anyways, Tuscan, how we doing, Ryan? What's the best 1K range low pop card that you would recommend buying? Dude, so many like 1K low pop cards, dude. Aquapolis Tyranitar, PSA 9. It's probably more than 1K now, but it was 1K a little while ago. Dude, so many good cards. Any of the Gym Challenge, any of the Gym Heroes, Team Rocket, literally, Team Rocket is taken off. You know, first edition Team Rocket, PSA 9, new cert Zard, new cert Dark Dragonite, new cert Dark Blastoise, chef's kiss. So many good cards, guys. So many good cards. Yeah, anything in Neo Genesis, Neo Destiny, Neo Revelation, the Legendary Dogs, PSA 9, first edition. Those are sick. I guess gold stars are not really a thing, right? Because those are getting really expensive. I don't even think you can get those in PSA 7 for 1K. Maybe not even PSA 6 at this point for 1K. Dude, just gold stars are nuts. Nuts. Would not recommend buying them right now at all. As much as I love gold stars, would not recommend it. Dude, Team Rocket Returns, those PSA 9s go hard. The Dark Dragonite Reverse goes super hard. And honestly, there's modern cards. There's modern cards for two. Journey Together Salamence. I know, I've talked a lot about Journey Together Salamence. It's actually dead in the water right now, as you would say in the stock market. It's a dead money. It is $350 right now. And to be honest, guys, I think $350 for a PSA 10 Journey Together Salamence, I don't know. That seems kind of like a deal. Maybe it's still a little overvalued. Maybe it's even undervalued right now. Man, that new Phantasmal Flames Charizard looks so sick. Latias, the Surging Sparks Latias. I got a lot of love for that card. Bubble Mew. What's going on with Bubble Mew? Paldean Fates, Bubble Mew. I'd like to know what's going on there. Victor, how's your day? My day is good. Oh, you guys. So I've taken a break kind of from buying Pokemon. I am paying off credit card debt. But dude, check out what I just picked up. This is my birthday gift to myself. I finally got a clean pair of Jordans. So just for some backstory, guys, I used to be a huge sneakerhead, and I used to have these boxes stacked up in my wall when I was like a college freshman. So I was big into sneakers at one point, and I plan on getting some of my favorite pairs. But these re-retro, these are called the Jordan 4 Cements. And bro, dude, these things are fresh. And I think even you guys would admit, dude, these are so fresh. So yeah, I finally got a pair of Jordans. I'm really, really excited about it. And perfectly in my size, 11 and a half. What's up, babe?
Nothing.
Come over here. Come over here.
You know?
Come over here.
Something.
What?
You forgot about something.
Okay, well, are you... Okay. She comes in here, she interrupts me, then she doesn't even walk over here. Like, what?
You have to Zell me.
I have to Zell you.
You actually owe me money, mister.
Oh, for what?
Remember when I sent you $100? You never sent it back.
I feel like I paid for something very expensive that we had.
No.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk. She's trying to milk me.
No, I'm not trying to
She's trying to milk me.
You need to Zell me.
If you wanted $100, you could just ask for it.
Can I have 200?
Think about it. All right.
Good
to see you too.
That's real nice. Real rich.
Guys, I'm actually broke. I have to take loans from Diana to make payments on the house.
Stop it. That's not true. Guys, that's not true. I was gonna ask you something. But did you eat?
No.
Okay.
Did you catch my comment about the watch you used to have? Just curious what led you to that particular watch. Are you talking about the watch you used to have? You're talking about Breitling.
Thanks, right?
Yes, my wife got me blackout curtains. She really wants me to tell you guys.
I
So,
don't.
so officially, anybody who's ever been worried about my stuff getting sun faded, I now have ridiculously bulky, ugly blackout curtains in the room. They're beige. It looks like
Just
someone
doesn't
just
match the
threw up on
room.
them. No, it's okay. I love them. They're amazing.
You're lying.
They're amazing. I actually like the natural sunlight in here. I honestly don't even give a shit if shit gets sun faded. I'm like not even worried about it. I was like, yeah, maybe in like a couple years, maybe even in a year or two, but like, is any of it worth that much that it's like being a little sun faded is gonna like ruin whatever? Anyways, I have blackout curtains now. If anybody was wondering. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Merdova on the watches. Okay, so I had a Breitling watch. Breitling is a great watch company. They make amazing watches. I miss that watch actually a lot. I kind of regret selling that watch. That watch was classy, an amazing price point, amazing build quality, never had an issue with it. Not that people have a lot of issues with watches. Really easy to set. Beautiful, beautiful. Mine was a polished stainless steel, super like chromy. Like, damn, that shit was sexy. I bought that Breitling watch for I think 4,200, I think, and I sold it for 3,700, which I ended up rolling into a Pokemon card that probably went up twice that much. But yeah, I had to sell the Breitling. I think it was around when I bought my first edition Charizard. So I would not. Did I bring it? Did I not bring my briefcase? Did I forget the briefcase downstairs? Damn. All right, guys, I have no way to prove that I actually own a first edition Charizard. But anyways, I bought a first edition Charizard and I felt super guilty about that purchase, so I sold the watch. What brought me to that particular watch was a guy that I met in college that was big into watches. And I just wanted a Rolex, to be honest. And that's the one I ended up keeping. But he was like, bro, I have Rolexes. My dad has Rolexes. They're trash. You want a Breitling. Breitling is amazing. And honestly, I would recommend it. Highly recommend it. If you want to get into a nice watch for a decent price point, even buying a used Breitling would be cheap, cheap. You could probably get a nice used Breitling for like $2,000. They're great. They're absolutely great. Hope you have an amazing day, Victor. Love the advice, man. Looking for some E-Series cards and some Neo cards. Yeah, dude, and like everything E-Series is crazy. Yo, appreciate that, guys. Dude, Tuscan, you fuck with the cement fours. Charlie, how we doing? Merdova, yes, Breitling. Was it a Navidamir or something? What led you to that brand? I feel like it was a Mariner or something. God, I feel like it was literally called a Submariner, just like the Rolexes. I think it had the same type of name. It was a dark blue dial with a beautiful, like, royal blue face. God damn, that was a sexy watch. And it was a sexy watch, perfect finish. And the fact that it sold as quick as it did for barely less than what I paid for it new within like a couple of years from buying it, I think says a lot about that brand and how well they hold up. Yeah, that watch is probably gonna end up going up in value over time. But yeah, that was a good one. What is on your face? I know these. I know. Are these too much, guys? Are these too much? My other glasses, I always get the Dahmer comments on them, and honestly, I wore these to work tonight. These are my they're by Warby Parker, but they're Italian. They're an Italian frame, and they don't make them anymore. And I was so grateful when it busted apart part of the frame. They just replaced the entire pair. They didn't fix it. They just gave me an entirely new pair. Well, they shipped one in from Italy. But yeah, this is my favorite pair. They got a little bit of black, a little bit of gold. They're just super fresh. But yeah, this is what's on my face. I know they're a little bit too bold. And I also shaved, so I look like a man-child. Super Ocean. It was a Super Ocean. It was a Super Ocean. Damn, you found that shit fast. Yeah, bro. That watch is amazing. And I did amazing things wearing that watch. I achieved most of my life's success while wearing that watch. Billy, new glasses, bro. No, I've had these. I just never wear them because I don't want to mess them up. I've literally worn this pair, this newer pair, like, I don't know, 4 times total maybe. I don't wear it. But I probably should just wear them out because my prescription's going to change eventually. But I could get new lenses too. Hope your Wednesday isn't too overwhelming, my guy. Much love. So I did work tonight. I did work at the bar tonight. We had a private rental, and I just said, you know what? Get home early, spend time with your family, fuck the money tonight, and do your stream. It'll be good. So, and here we are. I appreciate you guys popping out. I know it's late. Phil Division, do you ever consider the Breitling emergency watch just in case? And it looks cool. I haven't seen that one. I don't know what that is, but I bet it's dope. Max Brown, do you like Pokemon by chance? Not at all. Not at all. Movados on your eyes. What's the rarest thing on my shelves? I like that. I like that question. Not most expensive. What's the rarest things on my shelf? I like that. Let's see. Okay, so there's my Gold Star Alakazam and a PSA 7 that I still haven't sold yet because I have the 9. My rarest thing, and I took my Error War Turtle off the shelf. What is my rarest thing up here? I really don't even know. You know, it probably is that Gold Star Alakazam. Probably is. Or the Evolving Skies booster box in the corner. This guy down here. I don't know what those are at. But yeah. There's really nothing too crazy. Like, I've never put anything really that crazy on the shelf. There was a time where I used to have my most expensive cards on the shelf, but I don't really do that anymore. But yeah, I'll grab it just so you know what I'm even talking about. And this is a beautiful copy. I don't even want to sell this copy, but I do need to sell it. I need to pay off my credit card. I need to pay for massive cards that I bought weeks ago. God dang, this thing is so nice. But yeah, here's the Gold Star Alakazam and a PSA 7. And yeah, I do have this one on the shelf. I like looking at it. I know it's going to be gone soon, eventually. I just lowered the price on it not long ago, too. Yeah, Gold Star Alakazam is fucking, dude, this copy is such a nice, this is a stupid nice copy. It's a stupid nice copy. Like such a strong 7. Whatever that means. These empty booster boxes are also really rare. Some of these are really rare. I don't know what an empty base set first edition booster box goes for, but I know those fuckers are rare. Also, my sealed lava theme decks. Those are definitely worth more than any of this other stuff. You can't see it. It's over there in the corner. But let's see if we can. Yeah, so you see these lava theme decks. These are really pricey. So like that's definitely one of the rarest things I have. Super hard to find. I haven't looked at theme decks at all. I need to check out that market. I bought Jordan 1 lows and found it last year and still feel guilty even putting them on. Yeah, and bro, you got to get out of that mentality because then you get old and you realize you never did the things, you never enjoyed your stuff. Enjoy stuff. Life is short. Just enjoy what you have. Life is way too short. Wear the shoes, drive the car, buy the Pokemon card. He thought I was wearing fake glasses over my normal glasses. They are like it's like layered too. So there's like different parts of the frame. So yeah, it might look that way. But yeah, no, not that I'm like offended or anything. I know that it looks weird because it's so bold. The black is so bold and it's just a big change to switch up. I want a Breitling real bad, and honestly, it's such a statement. Kind of like how you're talking about Rolex being inferior. Only a watch head would know what you have. My glasses look like they were hit by a sonic blast. I know, and dude, they get like that so quick. If I get one, I'll DM you and show you. I've got a 6 watch collection so far. Sold quite a few Pokemon cards to get them. And that's the other thing, watches. Like, dude, it's honestly, I've worn watches for a long time. I've never like busted them or broken them or done anything crazy. I don't know if that's just like I got lucky wearing them all the time, but watches are something you can enjoy, look at. It's a statement. And it's like a light flex, you know? You can have your hand hanging out the car. It's a light flex. I'll take your $750. I'll raise you $5. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's a super clean 7. I don't think it would get a modern 8, honestly, just because the back has more whitening dots on the corners, but I'm so happy with it. Like some cards, like doesn't matter what grade they get because overall the card is in such good condition, right? There's no creases, there's no lifting, there's nothing weird, there's no dirt. The hollow is super immaculate, but the back has some whitening. Like that's as good as it gets, guys. You know, I think getting like 7s and 8s of like vintage Grail cards, I think that's as good as it gets, you know, value-wise. You know, a lot of people think Pokemon is gambling. I think I used to subscribe to that like I knew that I was kind of addicted and it was a gamble. But now everybody who collects Pokemon is just a genius. Like dead ass. Like everybody who collects Pokemon is a fucking genius, right? We're all people who have been collectors for a long time. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of like, damn, I wish I would have done that now. That's how people feel now, I feel like, about it. So yeah, man, times change. Pokemon is the bee's knees. This is the place you want to be. This is the hobby you want to have. Austin says you can get a decent first edition base set English box for $1K. I feel like that's still kind of underpriced. Do you agree with the statement that people who haven't played Legends ZA hate it, but people have played it like it or love it? You know, I don't know much about what's going on with Legends ZA, but from the 2 people that I've met in the bar that have played it, that we've talked about Pokemon, people like it. People don't have any issue with it. But again, that's not a large enough sample size. Yo, we got Chaos in the building. JD, what's good? My boy JD is buying up a storm of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vintage Grail cards. Bro's got like 6 injection fairy lilies, like 5 Blue Eyes White Dragon first edition. But basically, yeah. And that's another thing. A lot of people are you know, moving from Pokemon to do other stuff, and I get it. It's created a burnout for me, and I'm sure it'll happen to other people. Maybe not to the extent that it's happening to me, but yeah, I gotta pull back. I gotta save money. I gotta be an adult, or I have to make a lot of money day trading, and can't do that when the market's all over the place. So that's where I come back to being like, maybe I should be buying and selling Pokemon still. Last sold on eBay, Joe Huerta. What's up, Orion? Bro, after that live stream, I don't know if you remember where we talked about thinking market was going down. I sold a good chunk of stuff at the peak. Are you talking about QuantumScape? You sold some QuantumScape? If you sold QuantumScape at like $18 or $17 or even literally like $16.50, anywhere in that range, killed it. Absolutely killed it. I bought back in at the high 15s, and it's at like 1280 or 1290 right now. It's bad. It's a bloodbath in the market right now. I'm pretty sure it'll come back though. I don't think we're gonna have a reckoning quite yet, and that's what I said in like a couple minutes ago. I was kind of saying that I feel like the same thing's gonna happen with Pokemon. I feel like move this back over. I feel like Pokemon is basically going to be going through the same thing soon. That like we're not quite at the tippy top for like valuations on most cards, but we're getting there. We're getting there for sure. But that's not saying much. I think time and time again we think like, oh, we're at the peak, oh, we're at the peak, oh, we're at the peak, and it retraces a little bit and then it goes higher. Yeah. Pokemon's legit, man. Pokemon's legit. Peace out, Victor. I appreciate it. Alberto, are you still buying vintage? If so, what set? Bro, I don't even know what vintage set isn't worth like buying into at all. Like really, there aren't a lot of bad sets. Everything is mooning, right? First edition, Fossil first edition, all the Neo sets. Yeah, it's literally take a dart and throw it and just have a set there. The only set that I feel kind of weird about is Expedition. Expedition is the only set that I don't know. There's just, for me, there's not much in Expedition to call it like one of my favorite sets, or even a set that I feel like should be something people are focused on. There are a couple really good cards. There's a Blastoise that's phenomenal in Expedition. There is a Dragonite. There's a Dragonite in Expedition that I do think is incredible. And man, it is super low pop. I would love to have the Dragonite in Expedition. My boy Billy is not a big fan of that Dragonite because his foot is in most of the frame. But that one's sick. But yeah, Expedition is one of my lesser favorites. I don't know if you guys remember, Billy brought this up on a call the other day. I was talking about first edition Flareon. I don't know if I brought it up in a video. If I didn't, I should have, but it was something that I was talking to him about. That I felt that first edition Jungle Flareon in PSA 10 for $3,000. There were multiple listings. No one wanted it. A couple weeks ago, I was like, this seems super undervalued right now. Like this seems like of all the things that should be going up, this is an evolution. It's fire type. It's Flareon. I love Flareon. He's one of my favorites. He might even be my favorite evolution, honestly, at the end of the day. Which is, I feel like they should have done much better on the Gold Star Flareon. But, dude, the Jungle Flareon's sick, and I probably missed the boat on that one. And that is one thing that I feel bad about day trading and making money that way is I'm like, I'm so involved in trying to make money in the stock market now that I'm also looking back at Pokemon like, damn it, if I would have put 3K into that card, it would have gone up in value. Which, like, the reason that matters is there's an opportunity cost, right? I want to make money in the market that I can pay my bills with, pay my mortgage with, and buy cards with. But if by the time I make money in the market, the Pokemon market moves so fast and so irrationally that, like, it's just a wash, right? Like, I can make a couple grand in the stock market, and then I have to pay double for a card like Jungle Flareon in first edition. It's going for way more than what it was a couple weeks ago. Nah, cards. We did talk about QS2, though. I still have shares, though, but my DCA is low on that one. Yeah, so you definitely sold at the peak for sure. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the prices of those cards aren't going to continue rising at a certain point soon. We just don't know that. What we do know is selling right now is a great idea. It's a great idea. You cannot lose selling anything right now. And even right now, for me, my sales have dropped off on eBay. And, I'm not posting anything. I'm not listing anything. I have a ton of other stuff that I should be listing still. I really do need to list more cards. But it's just kind of telling me something that, like, hey, the market's cooling off. For a second there, you were having multiple orders a day. Now the market's cooling off. The highest offer I've had on my Neo Genesis first edition Lugia has been 6,600, guys. It's listed for 7.7. And I sold a copy for 7.8. So this doesn't really make sense to me why it's still sitting. But that's a big card. It's a popular card. And what it tells me is markets, a lot of other cards, there's growth for a lot of other cards out there, but a lot of them have been priced in. They're at the peak, and they might be coming down from where they're at. I have not gotten a single offer near my listing price, which is honestly not a super crazy listing price. 7,700 is a lot, but I don't know. I think with how everything else is moving, you just bought some Expedition cards. Well, dude, in Expedition, there's a lot of great cards in Expedition, right? There's a lot that I forget about, right? I wonder if there's an Ampharos in that set too that I really like. And then, of course, the commons and uncommons and the reverses, dude. There's the meat of the majority of cards in that set. They're just nostalgic. They're amazing. Okay, but I do think that the hollows were kind of mid for Expedition, a little bit. I mean, the Alakazam's pretty tough. The Dragonite's tough. The Blastoise is tough. The Charizard was terrible. Maybe that's why I have a bad taste in my mouth from it. Cognitive. Remember, this is a grown man. You're damn straight. You're damn straight. New upcoming set was announced today. Ascended Heroes Mega Dragonite is on the ETB. Yes, I saw that briefly in the Discord. I'm not going to say it looks like it's going to be crazy because honestly, I'm not a fan at all of the Mega Dragonite. I don't want the card at all. I would much rather have a Vintage Dragonite. I would much rather have an Evolving Skies Dragonite alt art. I'll take that card. That card any day, I think, is a better pickup than a Hype Beast Mega Dragonite card in a PSA 10. I think it's going to be... I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe the market doesn't respond to it the way I think it is, but I think people are so hyped up about these sets coming out that they're making it something that it's really just not. Also, this is my typical... discounting a set before I even see what's in the set type move. But I just don't like the Mega Dragonite. That's all. That's all. The set's probably going to be great. I just don't like the Mega Dragonite. I should just say that. Remember when we used to rip? I know, bro. I feel bad. Bro. But my mortgage is fucking killing me. And I cannot give up collecting the cards that I love. I can't do it all right now. I can't. I will soon. We will get there. We will get there again. Dan the Rager. Do you think we could be seeing under MSRP? I don't think we're ever going to see under MSRP with Pokemon unless they really rev the printers and the print facilities up. That part, I don't think we're going to see again. I just want normalcy. I just want to see stuff close or slightly above MSRP to start things out for a couple of months, and then things can trend up like they always do. My whole gripe right now with what's going on in Pokemon is the fact that things are popping off right up the rip, and you can't even make a decision in a couple of weeks of like, do I want to buy a couple cases of this? Do I want to buy a couple boxes? Do I want to buy a box? It's like right off the rip, like $250 a box. And I'm like, that seems crazy. I'm like, okay, you're telling me if I don't buy a couple boxes, I can buy a Grail card, like a really nice vintage card that's going to be gone in a couple of years. You won't ever be able to find it. That's crazy to me. 10 booster boxes of the latest set, not even 10, maybe 8 or 9. That same price is what I spent on my first edition Misty's Gyarados. That card will always be cooler than those boxes. Again, my opinion. Okay, MSRP, if sell-through doesn't increase with price drops across the market, along with Pokemon printing at full demand, anything is possible, right? Us seeing slightly under MSRP, I think that it could happen. I think if the market tanks as a whole, everybody freaks out, demand drops, supply soars, and we have an inverse effect of what we've had recently, which we should have. Every market should have some kind of pullback, except in Pokemon it doesn't happen organically. It only happens, a sell-off only really happens when there's other variables in play, like the printing facility, like Pokemon actually printing enough product. Dude, that would be amazing though. I would love it. It would be great. It would be probably sad for a lot of people that were super bullish on modern sealed product, buying at the prices they were buying at. But I think it would be fair to everybody to have a stab at buying these things near MSRP or even slightly above it. I would be fine with that. I'm not asking for under MSRP. I think people get really super offended when you even mention under MSRP. I'm not offended. I think it's unlikely at this point. This isn't the old days, right? In general, box prices have doubled, right? They've doubled. I think I'm having a hard time with that because I struggled to buy the cases of boxes that I bought. And so it's like hard to believe that I'm like I would ever be willing to spend twice as much as what I was spending before to invest and also sit on a bunch of sealed product. Gabe, how we doing? Send us a picture of your binder with your cards in our Discord link. Feel free to join. Motto, why can I no longer go find Pokemon cards at Target? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, if that becomes a thing that isn't a problem anymore, yeah, things will change. Things will change. The design for M Dragonite is good. It's just the head wings pop out like a sore eye. And pretty much. Johnny, how we doing? Thanks for joining us. I used to be able to live vicariously through your rips. Now I'm fiending. Austin, have you found any product? Has anybody found product out in the wild successfully that's here right now? Back in 2016, them things were cheaper and way too available. Scott, let's talk about the fact that I have opened several base set packs and I got screwed. I sent them into PSA. I got my ass whooped by PSA. Lost money on the sub. Lost money on the value of the packs. Just lost money across the board. Like, it's not like, oh, it's not all about money. It's about the experience. But it's also about retaining value. And this hobby is really easy to retain value in. At the very least, you can collect what you love and retain a lot of value. Ripping does not, a lot of times, it does not retain value. If you can get these newer sets for near MSRP, ripping makes some sense, right? It makes some sense. But yeah, paying $250, $300 for a box and opening it. The only way it would even be worth it for me to open would be if I open like stuff that I have that I've been sitting on for a long time that I bought for a much lower price. Then it's like not so bad, right? A box of Battle Styles for me was $100, $105, $110, $115 max. I don't think I even ever spent that on Battle Styles, but that would be like my max loss there, which is like, that's like part of my shift at the bar. It's like not a big deal if I just lose out the value on a whole box. But definitely scarier. I do think the pull rates might be a little better in these newer sets. Could be good. Could be more fun to open them. But, I mean, it's not true that he's always going to lose value. You can open up packs. There's people out there, pre-release events, opening up packs, hitting that Phantasmal Charizard, sending it to get grading, like making huge gains on something like that off of just an early release pack rip. And I definitely have a theory about pre-release packs have the best hits. That's just, whenever pre-release events happen and there's people that know me in Charlotte that will send me stuff, it seems like people always pull insane shit, whether it's a God pack or whether it's the SIR everybody wants. Keep them sealed, I was trolling. Rippin' never does give the value back. Just love vintage. I do love vintage. Though. God, it hurt opening those up. Turtle, you're good. Dan, I think this is the start of fatigue. I would agree with you. There on that. And like, I'm not like, I hate feeling like I'm the bad guy kind of sometimes, like saying like, there's going to be a reckoning in Pokemon. But fatigue is a much better word, right? Just spending habits, the nature of being a human being, having a credit card, racking up credit card debt, buying whatever you want, and then being like, okay, now I have to pay for all of this and I don't want to get rid of it, right? So I think people are going to get stuck at a certain point. And right now, times are tough. People are struggling, right? That is the reality of what's going on in the country right now, and you have to take that into account. Like everything is, I say this all the time, but it does frustrate me that everything in general has gone up in price. So I understand actually very much why Pokemon products have gone up in price. Inflation, the price of everything has gone up. So it is what it is. But it's getting crazy out here. GameStop is going to charge $200 for the Mega Charizard UPC. Man, I used to think UPCs for like 130 was nuts. I used to think that was nuts. And I usually regretted after opening them. But the promos are always going to be good. I do think the Mega Charizard UPC, that looks like a screaming buy at MSRP. Screaming buy. The box design is incredible. I might not have been doing much in Pokemon recently, but I haven't missed out what's going on, the stuff that's dropping through the Discord, seeing photos of everything. Dude, that box is fire. Rasta, go white boy, go. Have you seen the Ascended Heroes reveal? I have not. I got the Coke right here. This is what I got. This is my caffeine. Inflation hitting Pokemon cards is insane. It tells a lot. I know. Very lame. This is the dad life now. Now I don't party at all. I slightly neglect my health and I work my butt off and I try to somehow afford buying more Pokemon cards. Besides current macroeconomics, isn't this a time for slowing down for Pokemon, or does it usually heat up? I don't know about you guys. I feel like usually this is the time for slowdown. Like there might be a slight uptick before Christmas or, during that time, but usually things slow down, and they slow down. There's a slowdown in the hobby, I think, for the next couple of months. I don't know. Definitely feels like there's some seasonal patterns. I don't know if anybody can chime in on that who's been in this hobby as long as me or longer than me, but yeah. Definitely feels like it should slow down, and yeah, I don't know what else there is to say on that one. Still have yet to see any product in stores at all, so that hasn't changed. Still seems like, at least where I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Pokemon is apparently super popular here, or people are just trying to flip it. Because it wasn't that way before. You could go into shops and stores and you could find product. And I've always been a believer that like Pokemon's going to print plenty. There's going to be more. Because it's usually been pretty good in Charlotte. Like I've made a lot of videos like on release day being able to find product and scoring and be like, hey, I lucked out today. I did pretty good today. But like I was always pretty optimistic. Now, this is the longest time I've been like kind of pessimistic about the hobby. Yeah, there's usually a 4 to 5 month slowdown in between booms, at least for XY and SV. I live in Anderson, Indiana, Pokemon everywhere. Do you have a major in North Carolina? We don't. So that's awesome. That's good. Is the market slowing down? Are there signs? Do you guys see modern sealed product finally dropping in price? Is that happening yet? I feel like I blew the whistle way too soon on that, but I feel like it's going to happen. Still waiting. Past 3 years or so of data. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so from January, February, March, April, May. January, February, March, April, May. I would say those are the months that Pokemon starts to slow down a little bit. Once everyone gets their student loan checks in December, then it will pump. I didn't think much about that. That might have an impact. I would imagine a lot of newer collectors are college kids. It's like Walmart. They have drops 3 times a week. Damn, that's fire. I wish we had one. Dan, I probably lost 1,500 worth of gains in my sealed during the peak. I was up 4K. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when people were just buying product like crazy, I knew it was a good time to sell, and I was trying to sell some of my sealed product. But I also was like stressed out. I was like, so many new people. There's also a lot of new shady people. There's also a lot of scammers. It's weird because like at an all-time high, you should be running to sell that stuff, but you question it because this is not the stock market. This is not someone get a rug pull on you, and in Pokemon they can print more product, but for the most part, it's a finite amount, right? They can print more of it, but there's a finite amount, and there's so many people that full time are streamers, pack rippers. That is the argument of why product will always kind of dry up at some point. But yeah, basically, the stock market is way more manipulated than Pokemon really is. Pokemon is easily manipulated, but not the way the stock market is. I mean, I feel like that's obvious, but yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. People are just like begging to buy stuff for a second there, and now like the messages just aren't coming in. Not on eBay for me, at least. Yeah, but I feel like that's part of collecting any product, not just Pokemon. It slows down and it's completely natural. Yeah, and holidays, spending time with people that you love, spending time with family, doing what matters the most, working on relationships. Even though I know nobody really wants to hear that here. People want to hear about what the next move is, what the next play is, what are we pumping, what's the next set. But like realistically, like there's very few people that can operate at the capacity of like continuing to be extremely bullish on Pokemon. I think everyone goes through some kind of degree of burnout, whether they buy singles and they grade, or they are running a shop and they're buying in all this product and now they're realizing it's slower to get rid of it, or you're the guy going into Target, Walmart, wherever, you're buying out everything, and all of a sudden it's now sitting at the market price that you're trying to get for it because everybody is doing that. And you're wondering when you're going to get that liquidity back that you need to pay your rent. So there's so many variables at play here. They still print base set. You know it, buddy. I hear cardboard is delicious. It'd be much more functional to eat it than look at it. I picked up my second Mewtwo in a 10 and grabbed an 8. Nice, bro. Such a sick card. But we are talking about how bubbly and how frothy things are right now, so hopefully you got a really good deal on it. What's your best card? My best card is, my opinion, my Gold Star Rayquaza, for sure. I have a PSA 9 Gold Star Rayquaza. But my Skyridge Gengar definitely comes up there. That card is, I feel like, still kind of undervalued. But I'm also the idiot that paid 25 grand for one in a 10. Dan, I also think the AI tech bubble has people worried. So I really, really enjoy this because this is more tied to the actual stock market. But the AI tech bubble, right? It'll be really interesting to see if the broad markets, if they collapse, if we see something, which I really hope they don't, because I have a lot of money tied in the market right now. I need to be able to get that liquidity back out with the hair still on my head. That was funny the way I said that, but yeah, it's really stressful. That's what I'm trying to say. And it makes it hard to make videos and think of like, oh my God, what's going to happen to my money if this does not play out well? But I'm a big boy. We'll figure it out. But yeah, the AI tech bubble, man, a lot of people thinking, Nvidia is going to go downhill. Nvidia right now, right? They just had their earnings. They crushed their earnings. They're up and they're up in their aftermarket after hours. Nvidia makes up for 8.5% of the market cap of the S&P 500. Do you have that is insane, guys. 8.5% of the market cap of the S&P 500, Nvidia, right? Why does this matter? Because we're talking about AI tech bubble, right? if that happens and the market collapses, that is where most people have their money, right? When people get fearful and they get stressed out and money gets tight, Pokemon cards are not a priority, right? So that's the thing that I feel like is inevitable, but no one really wants to hear it. Nobody really wants to talk about it. We want to know that the good times keep rolling. Will they keep rolling? We'll see. At the very least, a slowdown for the next couple of months is warranted, especially if investing isn't working out, right? There's definitely a period where like the stock market isn't really doing that well. Pokemon's kind of just dead in the water, and that's the time you kind of need to be buying stuff when other people aren't. That's probably when I will start shopping again, is these next couple of months, honestly. Let's see. Because no one was questioning Pokemon as the S&P and stocks were soaring. Right. When all of it was going together, it makes sense. That's really astute that you like picked up on that. Like I love, Dan, that you picked up on that, because I feel like a lot of people, I can't connect that way with a lot of people probably in the hobby that just like are like, NVIDIA, what is NVIDIA? Why does it matter? But all of these things are connected, especially if you are going to look at the macros of Pokemon and like really treat it like you need to look at the fundamentals just like you would an investment, a traditional investment. And especially at the prices right now, we are all dumping our money into Pokemon. I'm honestly worried that my Skyridge Gengar is probably going to drop in price. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I love the card. But god damn, I spent a lot of money on it. I really wish I wouldn't have dropped that much, but whatever. We'll see. This will be an extremely interesting next couple of months for Pokemon, for the markets in general. Turtle, a lot of speculators left, so probably 70 to 90% of the total consumer base is missing currently. Oh my god. Wow. Jeez, you really, wow. I'm kind of shocked to even see you say that, dude. Cause like I respect things you say about the hobby and how you see it when you're going to shows. So if you're saying that, still want to know what's going on with Modern Steel product. Is it dropping in price yet? Are the prices dropping? Can I finally talk about this? Burnout is realize that you can't just flip a child's game for profit. I like that. Been harder to sell slabs through Discord groups, that's for sure. Interesting, Turtle. Very, very interesting. Can still offload streamers and repacks for 85 to 90% though. Or you're just watching the waves go up and down as you miss each one. And that's also true. And that's to some extent what I feel like I'm going through with Pokemon. Like I'm watching things soar and really questioning it the entire time, and then deciding to get in like midway or near the peak. And so I don't feel good about my FOMO behavior. So I'm trying to like take a step back. Like not trying. I'm struggling is the word to stop basically FOMOing into these situations, right? With the stock market, with Pokemon cards. The facts are that a lot of the cards that I love the most were so much cheaper not too long ago. It's these prices aren't sustainable for what I'm collecting. It'll be really interesting to see if they hold up long term. Because a lot of that is speculation. And, you know, one part of me is like, dude, if my cards drop in value, oh, well. I love them. I'll keep them. That's fine. Still bought them for the same purpose that I bought my Jordans, so that I can enjoy them and have them in my collection. It's still going to be street cred, regardless. And it kind of like, I don't know. The people trying to pump up the new prices for Grail cards and asking an arm and a leg, kind of like, they should have to sit on that bag. They should sit on that bag for a while. But even then, they're probably still not going to be worried about it, because they're going to be like, I still have some of the rarest cards in the game. But Dan, I wonder if unemployment increases if more scalpers comes with it too. That dude, you're on a roll, dude. These are all amazing points. These are incredible points. Um, Unemployment increases. People would definitely look for any way to make a buck, and so scalping would naturally. That seems like it would come to be something you would see more of, or even getting an unemployment check and selling Pokemon on the side. I could see people doing that. Because Pokemon, yeah. Mewtwo in a 10, about 4K. I think it still has a big ceiling. I would agree. Mewtwo in a 10. Damn, dude, 4K. I could have gotten it at a show for like, I think it was 2.8. I think I could have gotten it at a show recently for 2.8. God, that's crazy. I do think that one could run a little bit more. I think it's definitely one of the more iconic GX cards. But God, these prices are so nuts. That's a very iconic card, though. Very nice. Weston, 30th anniversary will be telling. Absolutely. Absolutely. God, man, it's anybody's guess what's going to happen with Pokemon. Just because 25th anniversary was nuts. That fully made me dive headfirst into modern. So I was kind of just dabbling in vintage, buying vintage stuff. But, 25th anniversary changed the game for me. So I think it will bring in a lot of fresh heads and eyes. And, yeah. Also, it's a generational thing. Can we keep the juice generation to generation? Are they going to care as much? Or is this going to be a space dominated by old heads? Do kids wear Jordans the way they used to, right? I mean, hella people wear Jordans. What am I even saying? Jordans are still goated. But I'm just saying, trends, fads come and go. Pokemon could fall victim to being one of them, but I still remain extremely bullish on Pokemon. It just seems like it hasn't had a major break or just taking a breather in feels like years. I mean, even in those dead months, right? January to May, even in those dead months, it still seems like things are still like they're sitting and no one's buying because they're still too expensive. Onyx, how we doing? Austin, sports cards, bro. Sports cards, bro, who hopped in, leaving. Okay, so you're saying the sports card guys who came into the hobby are now leaving the hobby. I could see that. So sneakerheads, sports card guys, I'd probably investor bros too, just in general, like people that are traditionally buying and selling stocks or doing crypto. They want to move that money when they're from their gains, from the peaks into Pokemon. They might have jumped into Pokemon. Now the prices have dropped on some of the modern stuff that they're buying, whether that's sealed product that they've overpaid for, or whether it's the most popular SIR cards, right? If they're just buying a bunch of the Mega Venusaur or the Mega Lucario or, the Phantasmal Zard, buying that like right at release. It's I think we're gonna have a lot of groups of people that are like, you know what, like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm like, this stuff's going down in value. Nobody wants to buy it now. Everybody wants to get rid of it now. Nobody wants to buy any of it. We're like, that's what happens. That's what happens in the market. That's what happens in the market, and that's what could happen in Pokemon. So it's and maybe all this like volatility, maybe it's good to just I'm just window shopping and just looking at Pokemon right now and not making any moves. But god damn it, I miss making moves. Almost like those who got into crypto offloaded on Pokemon. Absolutely. Like the Bitcoin bros sold at 120K, got into Pokemon, bought some insane Pokemon cards. Those went up in value. And maybe or stuff went down in value. They lost money on it. I could see that. I could, particularly people that go to shows and overpay for cards that they've got some extra cash from their investments. They go to a show, they overpay from a vendor who works them, and then they go home to check the market and there's a couple copies of that card for less than what they bought it at the show, and now they got a bad taste in their mouth and they say, I'm done with Pokemon. That could easily happen to anybody. But these super speculative theories. The Colts buy now or they'll never appear again. You know, that's how a lot of people feel. FOMO is a major driver, for sure. I mean, if interest rates drop, it might still be a better play to own a Pokemon sealed instead of throwing your money into a savings account. Definitely better than a savings account. But anything is better than a savings account. I mean, gosh, how many people out there even have a savings? You know, for me, all the money is either in my retirement account, my active trading account, or it's in Pokemon. I'm broke. Like I'm broke. Like bank account wise, I'm broke. I have assets, I have investments. My money is all at work. I don't have any money on the sidelines. I do, however, like the idea of having money on the sidelines for like shit like this when shit hits the fan with the stock market you could buy right now, which I can't because all my shit's tied up. Or Pokemon, when things slow down, could be a time where you get really good deals where you're like, hey man, there's 5 of these on the market. I'll give you $50 under market. Take it or leave it. So good to have money on the sidelines. Also, having money in an account that gives you a decent interest rate, like 3 or 4%, I think is standard. If you do have money in a savings account, as long as it has a decent interest rate, that's good. That balances things out. 30th anniversary not going to be till like October. Yeah, October's going to be fucking crazy. Not only is the summer going to be crazy, but then October's going to be crazy. Oh my God. And October's a great time for the stock market too, like historically. So October, yeah. I think that is a big reason why these prices get so out of control is because it's connected to the market. It's people rolling that money over. The next Pokemon game will be switched to exclusive. Usually, people die down with a new generation, but this may change things, spice things up a little bit. Good points, good points. The new Pokemon games sell well. With them still, I feel like 2 shots. I feel like Pokemon is our gen's Disney. I think Pokemon is so much better than Disney. Like, I'm literally about to geek out. And, dude, I found out that Gen 2 Pokemon, like Johto, like Pokemon Gold, Silver, that's what it's dubbed. I've never seen those episodes. As a kid, I never had cable. I've never seen those episodes. I'm about to watch that tonight. So, yeah. My point is, what is your point, Orion? I will never binge watch Disney. Not gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Even with my kids, I low-key hate it. I hate Disney for the most part. The only thing that's decent is the fact that they bought Star Wars, and I don't even know if they've done a great job with handling Star Wars. I wish someone would buy them out of Star Wars, honestly. Like, dude, if Amazon bought Star Wars, that shit would be crazy. Yo, Bezos, buy Star Wars. Yeah, I think the Pokemon franchise is way stronger than something like Disney. Anyways, yeah, dude, the old episodes are on Netflix or something. Dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to watch it. I knew Indigo was on there, Indigo League, but I did not know that the Johto series were on there. So I'm really excited for that. I think that's gonna like ignite some nostalgia in me again to go even deeper into Pokemon 2. And right now, I need the passion and the flame of Pokemon to be reignited in my life. I also need a shitload of money so that I can keep buying cards I want. So let's just be frank here. The thing stopping me is money. People who don't have a real skill outside of ripping people off, scamming, are panicking. Wow, big shocker. Lord P. Mo. Yes, sir. Stocks and crypto oversaturated and winning a Pokemon in Feb. Wild ride. Yeah, dude, fucked our shit right up. Yo, Market Scraper, now that you're in here, dude, what do you think about the stock market right now, bro? Because I think if we're going to keep talking about Pokemon as an investment, I'm going to start bringing in talking about the market because I feel like they're very interchangeable. What do you think about the markets right now? Is NVIDIA about to pull the entire market up? Are we about to get all cooked in the market in the next like month or two? Or maybe we get one last peak that we can all jump out of? This stuff's important to me. I don't like being like blindly bullish on something or just like blindly bearish on something. I like to get in and out when it makes sense. With Pokemon, I think it's a little harder to do that though, because I feel like it's less liquid, honestly. Much easier to do that with stock market. Definitely interested on what your thoughts are on the macros of the market, both in Pokemon and the stock market. Honestly, I'd love to hear what you think. I know some of you guys have been way more involved in the hobby these last couple days than I have been. DeColts, I've got some grails this last month. People are willing to let go of some low pop stuff they were holding before. Oh, dude, that makes me happy because I'm still raking in money at the bar. Like if things slow down in Pokemon, boom, that's my entry for sure. That'd be awesome. Lord P took Ultra stock and bought a first ed Zard 8 for 12K. Great trade. Nice. Dude, you're never gonna. Let me tell you something. Cards like that, you will never regret it. Never. 12K for an 8. That's not bad, my man. That's not bad. I paid 18K for my 9. So honestly, 12K for an 8. That's solid, bro. That is solid. You did well there. I'm honestly, yeah, I'll say you did well there. Especially in this environment, 12K is like, that's peanuts for an 8, in my opinion. The 8 probably at least worth, and right now it actually might be worth more. It probably is worth more right now. An 8 should be worth like 15 to 20-ish, because I know the 9 just went for like 40. Or like more than that, 44, 42. Turtle, do you think if we have a slew of really crazy set reveals, the market could turn again quickly? No. No, I think people don't even care about the craziness. It's just trying to make money. It's hot right now. It's fun for them right now. The resentment and the disappointment, like those things haven't fully set in for people. And once they set in, they're not going to want to look at Pokemon. And some people that get burned badly from people ripping them off, overcharging them, or just selling them cards that are flawed. And then they're like, oh shit, like I can't grade this. I overpaid for this. They're going to be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. I feel like those people that leave, they're going to be gone. If there's enough of them, it won't matter what comes out in sets. But nonetheless, I hope they do reveal some crazy new stuff, some new leaks for the sets, because I want to buy Modern. I want to buy it. I want to get back into it. Or you're right. You're right. I mean, they do another crazy SIR like that Phantasmal Zard or the Gengar. The Gengar SIR that we're getting, the Mega Gengar. How did I forget about that? Jesus Christ. Aw. Okay, guys, I might have to leave soon. Diana, oh.
I was just in Ash's room.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Instead of buying shit, why don't you buy XRP, which is like $2, but going to $10 in 2026, or Bitcoin at 90K going to 140K. Bitcoin's fee is ridiculous. XRP, I like that. A $2 stock, that sounds dope. Right now is probably a great time to buy it too, because the market just shat itself. Turtle, I've been buying on eBay like a stupid person. I think I've got like 600 in my bank account. Gonna offload my slabs at the New Jersey Collecticon. Definitely want to hear more about how that experience goes. Nokia, I picked a Silver Tempest Pokemon Center HEB for 180. Is that good? I mean, because it's Pokemon Center, I'm sure that that's fine. But that's, yeah, that sounds like it's okay for a Pokemon Center ETB. What was the, I can't remember what the promo, what was the promo? The Silver Tempest promo. I can't remember. Star Wars Rest in Peace, right? Did it just fucking destroyed it. Turtle, I'm slightly worried in 30 years Pokemon becomes the Disney of today. See, this is adult shit right here. This is adult shit. Like when the fear sets in and the reality sets in that this could be something that dies out very quickly, right? This is super bearish, guys. This is like so unlikely. Pokemon has been doing so great. It is like, it really is going to be a long time frame till we really see those effects. And I don't think it's going to be as bad as we might like speculate it could be. But yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. NPC, shoot. Lord P. Bezos has no culture. He would mash the lore worse than Disney. Speaking of ruining the lore, apparently that's what happened with The Witcher. I don't know if you guys watched The Witcher at all. Apparently the old actor like was pissed that they were fucking with the lore. I think Pokemon is going to withstand Disney. They're not pushing specific political narratives within their content like Disney has been doing. True. Very true. Lord P, nuclear data center reads semi-rare metals. I like this. I like this. Rod's Bar, I mentioned Starlight 4 years ago, and you gave me a Pokemon card after we chatted. Glad to see you still doing your thing. Dude, let's go. You know I got to. I can't give up on my dreams of being a Pokemon master. This guy streaming is a millionaire, by the way. He also eats cardboard. Yes, I also eat cardboard. Eric, NVIDIA is a solid news event tomorrow, in my opinion. We'll see. I love hearing y'all's takes. Market scraper, yeah, the stock market seems correlated with the market lately. Right when stocks started to turn is when everyone started making bearish content for Pokemon. Love it. I love it. I know what my next video will be, if there is a next video. I made a video earlier that things were going to correct, and I said that way too soon, but now people really might think that things are going to correct. Maybe it's time for a new updated video. Calling the Pokemon market the stock market is incredibly telling of your level of intelligence. This feels like March earlier this year with tariffs, so probably correlated with the overall market. I'm glad you. None of us are real. None of us are real. Bro, you're going to enjoy these streams. Trust me. If you keep coming out, you'll enjoy these streams. We didn't do one last week, so I gotta catch up with this channel. We're definitely not real. Supposedly, the new special set is going to have an SIR for Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Megazard. Oh my god. It's going to be wild. Red Hawk, hey, thanks for letting me borrow your private jet this past weekend. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. You know I don't ever keep gas in it, and I know one of the engines probably failed on the flight because I can't afford to maintain it. And I also know that the stewardess is stealing all of the liquor on the plane, but I hope you had a good flight for sure. I feel like we're starting to find a new level. The past few days, my sealed and slabs have been leveling out. So, here's my thing on that. Based on the charts, literally, it's so funny. The market, everything looks the same. All of my watch list looks the same because everything is just following the fucking indexes in NVIDIA and Palantir. I literally feel like they're doing everything right now. As it makes sense. They're almost a tenth of the market cap. What was I going to say? What I'm seeing right now is it looks like it's leveling out. It looks like it's leveling out. And so it would make sense that Pokemon might seem like it's leveling out. And the reason that might be confusing for anybody that's new here, anybody that's not into Pokemon, or anybody just in general that's like kind of confused why Pokemon in the stock market would be correlated at all. You haven't been here as long as we've been here, right? You haven't been a collector as long as we've been collecting. We've seen the highs and lows of Pokemon, and it's just like the fucking stock market. It is just like the stock market. Unfortunately, and fortunately, you get too many people about money coming into the hobby now. I care about value, but I don't really care about making money in this hobby. I do it to keep my collecting sustainable, but I can definitely say that, and people have made this a full-time job. I think that's like, people out there like can't believe it when I tell them at the bar. I'm like, I bartend, but honestly, like I'm a big time Pokemon collector. If I wanted to do it full time, I probably could, because I feel like a lot of people are doing Pokemon full time right now. And I bet vendors at shows would also want people to believe like the good times are rolling. until they're not. And also the people that are making that content want people to remain bullish, right? They want people to keep on buying because they are still taking an inventory at 90%, 85, 80%, whatever, but they're still taking it in. If prices dump, the vendors are actually stuck with a huge bag until the next, bubble, whatever comes. Can you wipe that shite off your nose? You're not like too disrespectful, so we'll take it. I know my mustache might not be liked by everybody. Red Hawk, people still don't know how crypto is still related to Pokemon. He said, "Be quiet." He's talking. Yeah, Skibbity, you're gonna be a classic in here. Jared, I'm switching jobs. My next job doesn't have a 401k. Any idea why I should go to for retirement? Where you should go for retirement? I have an American Funds Capital Group American Funds account. That's where my 401k is. I don't know jack shit about telling people where to go with retirement. I just used to work in a financial office, so they set me up there. And that account's very boring. And I constantly think, why do I need a retirement plan? Like, do I really need one? I'll be working the rest of my life. But it is good to have a nest egg that isn't touched no matter what's going on in your life. You shouldn't touch it. And I probably shouldn't have touched it the first time, but I put that money into Pokemon and I did very well with it. And I like to think I at least broke even on what I pulled out of the retirement fund. But yeah, you're supposed to leave that, let it compound, and then take it out when you're 59 and you're old as shit and you're fucking, all your hair is falling out of your head. And then you have a bunch of money, right? Like I can't even imagine. It's so hard for me to think like that, to be like, oh, I need to prepare for my future 30 years from now so that I'm taken care of. It's like, the fuck were you doing for 30 years that you need a retirement plan? You should have been hustling and stacking for this 30 years. Okay. Anyways, it's a low stress way contributing to your retirement of knowing that you're going to be okay. Pokemon has a lot more weekends since there's a lot more new people just in it for the money, right? Market, which creates opportunities for the Pokemon market, a lot more inefficient than the stock market. It's the Pokemon market, bro. It's not stocks. Like, what? Trust me, there are so many people coming into the hobby. These guys can tell you. The guys on Discord can tell you. Tons of people come into the hobby that treat certain cards like they are trading a stock. And they do buyouts. They go on TCG Player, which is a card website, or they go on eBay. They buy every fucking copy they can get their hands on. That is how people can manipulate the Pokemon market the way that the stock market's manipulated. If you make a shitload of money in the stock market, you make a shitload of money in crypto, and you roll that into buying like all of a certain card in a set. There's a guy at a show recently that I was at that said he had like hundreds or even 1,000 plus of the same card that came out a couple months ago in Journey Together, the Journey Together Whale Lord illustration rare, which look out for that card. That card may continue to do crazy things because there are a lot of people that are like fucking wild on collecting that card and pumping it up. So watch out for that Journey Together Whale Lord. Roth over 401k, for sure. The Roth, the tax incentives, way better. And knowing that if you can make it to 59 with that money, like if you actually are at that age and you're doing well for yourself, you can pull that money out tax-free. That is a big deal. That is a major deal. Like no stress, tax-free. That's insane. You can pull it out before that too. You'll just, you'll pay a chunk of it to taxes and fees. Thoughts on PSA paying 90% what some vendors are not willing to do. I've said that I thought it was a good thing. I think in general, it's kind of a conflict of interest for PSA to be buying their own fucking slabs. But it is good. It creates a more level playing field, I think, for people going to shows, trying to sell vendors. Dude, it's crazy we stayed this long on the stream. I cannot believe it's been an hour and a half. Fuck, man. I'm really not good at calling these streams early. Turtle, I don't care if the market falls. I just don't want to have all this volatility. A slow decline into a plateau would be ideal. Agreed. I don't think anybody wants any rash movements. Pokemon over 401k. For sure. And that's the problem. Skibbity, that's the problem. A lot of people feel like Pokemon is a retirement plan. And that's not how anybody should be coming into the hobby. They should have a different retirement plan and collect Pokemon as they please. But yeah, I think it's way too dangerous to like totally rely on it to be your exit strategy in life. If the market tanks, I can buy more for less, right? You just got to have that dry powder, which means you have to sell off a large amount of your inventory fast. Lord P, you want a safe one that's kind of down, waste management stock. Skibbity, pooping turtle is mean. I made jokes and he was hurtful. Oh, man. Jared, you are very welcome. I don't even know what I did. Winston, I am investing in Pokemon, not stocks. Which, right. Raffle. Buying at 90% for them isn't sustainable. They apparently spend like 6-7 million at Houston Collecticon, but weren't buying at Fort Worth Collecticon. Interesting. Brand, that happens with so many cards. They did it with the Drowsy IR this year, and last year's Morty Conviction. The Ghastly IR, man, that one pissed me off. I still need the Ghastly. I still want the Ghastly. Oh, man, the whole Gengar. Gengar being on a tear. Everything Gengar, dude. Gengar's gone nuts. How long did it take you to get all those cards? I've been collecting for a couple years now, like roughly 6 years. Great stream. I think so. I think it could be a good time to call it. Usually I'm starting the stream this late. So I feel pretty good about that. Not only that, I'm like getting kind of tired again, which means the caffeine is like naturally run its course. So I don't like to be all jacked up before I go to bed. Even though we all know I'm not going to bed. I'm going to go play some Battlefield. Guys, anybody playing Battlefield? I bring this up. I brought this up the last couple of streams, or maybe the last stream. Dude, the new Battlefield, fire. I'm addicted. I'm not going to lie. That's where a lot of my time has been spent. And you know what? I'm proud of it. I want to enjoy this life. I don't want to spend all of it focused on like, is this content going to do well? Do I make a video today? Even though, goddamn, when I make any kind of video lately, honestly, I'm always surprised at how many people watch it and leave comments. I really do need to get back into making videos, but it's not something that you feel like you need to do. It's something that you really want to do, and that's when I want to jump back in. And honestly, knowing that the market is getting shaky kind of makes me want to jump back in and be like, all right, guys, so might be happening now. Might finally be happening. Skibbity, we know you eat cardboard. Your brain is mush. Turtle, what price do you think the Megazord will end up raw and PSA 10? Raw? Raw, probably like 300. Like realistically, Bubble Mew like went to 280, I think, at one point. So raw, I'm gonna say 300 because Bubble Mew was the peak of that. But also, let's factor in inflation, maybe 325 for the Phantasmal Megazord. 325, cheapest raw that you're ever gonna see. I think that's a pretty safe bet. And then PSA 10 probably like, I don't know, like probably will start at a rack. Like if it goes down like really tanks and they're easier to grade, probably start at like a rack. But I feel like 1,500 to 1,800 is like a safe bet on where that card is gonna live. Skibbity, I will never grow up. Why do you think I shave? So I don't have to grow up, okay? Growing up is really sad, honestly. Rebel, hey, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you? A brand Val, is Battlefield better than the new COD? Oh, 100%, bro. I'm not even touching COD right now. I'm like full on Battlefield. Like I never stayed up super late to play COD. Called. I never stayed up super late to play Call of Duty. I mean, I would, but like almost like hated myself for it. With Battlefield, I'm like, dude, okay, I know this is fun, but like it's 4 a.m. It's time to go to bed, brother. It's time to go to bed. So to be fair, I am waking up super late, like at 11 or like 10:30, and then I'm like all burnt out from the night before. And then I spend time with my family, and the days just feel like they're going by quicker. If I didn't play video games at all, I'd probably be making videos right now. Dude, it's so much fun though. Lord P, Battlefield is dope. So is Expedition 33, best year in a long time, right? Right. I did also buy the new Xbox, so can you forgive me? Like, I spent a crap load of money. I made a day trade. I made money in the market, and then I was so excited that I went and bought an Xbox, and so that I can play the new Battlefield. So I've kind of been guilt tripping myself into like, dude, you spent all this money on the Xbox and the game and a new controller, which my old controller broke right before the game came out. So now I have 2 new Xbox controllers. Anyways, basically I've spent a lot of money recently on my gaming setup and or gaming consoles. I wish it didn't get outdated so fucking quickly. It feels like I bought an Xbox like yesterday and now I'm buying another one. But yeah, I did buy that new Xbox, the big, like the one that looks like a double stacked GameCube. I did buy the new Xbox so I can play Battlefield. Apex is cool. I got nothing against Apex. Not for me, but oh, what a great, this has been a great stream. I have a hard time getting back into gaming for some reason. It's hard. It's just like Pokemon. It's kind of hard to get back into. You got to get into a groove, and then you're like in the zone. And I'm in the zone, right? I've got people that I'm playing with online. I'm good at it, right? Even though I feel guilty, I'm like, bro, you could be doing anything. You could be listing cards, making a video, surfing on eBay, watching a movie, right? Doing something else productive, going to the gym in the morning, but like, nope, Battlefield. So, but this is what happens for me. About like 1 or 2 times a year, I get really excited for a game and I go like balls to the wall just playing that game. And during that time, I think I just have a hard time admitting it that I'm also like playing a shitload of Battlefield, and that's taking away a lot of my time to do Pokemon content. Lord P, need a PC rig. He just straight said it. Apex is gay. Oh man. Yeah, not for me. Not for me personally. I like the realism. Battlefield has dude, there's a tank in Battlefield. You can drive around a tank in the Battle Royale. Do you know how badass that shit is? Feels like you're in World War II. Like, dude, I love it. And that's the cool thing about Battlefield. They've like managed to bring the modern like aspect of Battlefield, but it still feels like it's the classic Battlefield games, and I love that. The kills are so fulfilling. I think it's honestly maybe one of the best Battlefields of all time. Like dead ass, I think it's maybe one of the best Battlefields of all time. The classes have so many options. You can hold explosives, rocket launchers, like multiple items, you know? Like you can really mess people up. Like it's awesome. It's really awesome. And like I specialize in driving the Jeeps with the 50 cals, and I will literally switch seats mid-drive, turn the gun 180 degrees to a guy shooting at me, and I will mow him down with a 50 cal. That is one of my favorite things. Guys, until you play Battlefield and you mow someone down with a 50 cal on one of those Jeeps, you will not understand true joy. I'm telling you, it's so much fun. I've been playing Ghosts of Yotai. I can't get back into shooter games, which is strange because I used to live for that shit. No, I feel that. Also, like, you can't play with randoms. You really need a squad. You need to meet people, like, online. You got to play with guys that play consistently. And, like, once you have a squad and, like, you have people that you play with, like, consistently, dude, it's so much more fun. Classic Jihad Jeep. Inept. I had over 10K kills in every combat vehicle, every pistol, every rifle, every explosive, and every knife in Battlefield, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4. Holy shit. That's crazy, bro. But also, like, not that crazy. So that's playing the conquest modes, right? I haven't bought the game. I literally bought a brand new fucking Xbox for like $700 just so that I could play the Warzone mode. I love Warzone. I love being the last team standing. That shit, like, I don't know. Something perfect about it. PUBG was my jam. Yeah. Yeah, PUBG is pretty sick. Panthera KHT, nice. Is Battle Royale dead yet? Nah, not on Battlefield. The lobbies are always filling up. Always. There's so many people playing the Battlefield. Which is crazy because I feel like most people are gonna play the Conquest. And I love how much effort they put into making a good Battle Royale mode. It's so much better than Call of Duty. I was top 500 in the world. Dude, that's crazy. Dude, Conquest is so sick, though, dude. Yeah, Battlefield, like, just, they have the whole, like, actual warfare deal, like, locked in. Like, it really feels like you're going to war. It's so much fun. It's not even about getting the kills. It's just about, like, suppressing fire while they capture an objective, you know? Like, you don't even have to be getting a kill in Battlefield. You just feel like you're a part of something really big. And I do really want to buy the game so I can play Conquest mode, but right now I'm just like, bro, you already spent so much money. Just play the Battle Royale. Yeah, Conquest is where it's at, though. What's crazy is, like, after a couple months or even a year, like, it just drops off, and then, like, you can't even get into a lobby to play. It's like, it sucks. It sucks how, like, these newer games come out. And I imagine for the old games, too, people are kind of like, damn, no one's even in these lobbies, you know? I don't know. People might be playing heavily on like Steam for like playing PC, but I feel like the Xbox lobbies like are just empty for those older games. Um, got so boring and oversaturated. Yeah, dude, team tactics, like seriously, when you actually have a plan, you will play better than every single team. Like when you have a team that at the end of the game is just lying down in the grass, no one's popping off a single shot, you're just waiting them out. That's how you win games. That is how you win games. Strategizing. That is how you win games. Having a guy put down smoke, having a guy put down an airstrike, having a guy laying down fire, having a guy sniping him and pinging him for everybody. Yeah, everybody's got to play their position, you know? I like the engineer class. I like fixing the Jeep once they start shooting at it. I love it. It's like portable cover anywhere you go, and it has a gun attached to it. And if they shoot at it, they're just wasting bullets because you can repair it with the blowtorch. It's so sick. Okay, enough of that. I think we know what I'm going to do now. And seriously, if anybody here plays the new Battlefield, I say this like every single stream. Well, I used to say this about Call of Duty, but nobody plays Call of Duty. Dude, call-outs are super important. No, nobody can compete with a team that does call-outs. And like actually like, yeah, dude. Yeah. But yeah, if anybody wants to play, pop your name in the Discord. I will check the Discord before I get on tonight. I added one of my good friends here in Charlotte. I added him and over PC, but I haven't gotten to play with him yet. But I would love to play with some of the guys from this community. It would mean a lot to me. And we could fuck some people up. Anyways, peace out, everybody. It's been a wonderful stream. I'm really glad everybody came out. We had an awesome conversation, per usual. But yeah, dude, that time really got away from me. Dude, the guy who cleans house on Battlefield? Yes, the old sniper dude. Dude, that's That's so sick. That's why I love Battlefield, bro. That's why I love Battlefield. Yeah. Yeah, dude. His shorts are epic. I love that I know exactly who you're talking about too. The old vet. The old vet. Cool guy. I just love that for old people. That some of them are like still finding a passion in today's modern world. Yeah, good seeing you guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll try and crank out a video. No promises, honestly. It's probably going to be another week of me just like half-assing, not making videos. But it's important that you take time for yourself. It's important that you enjoy life. And just, I think a lot of people make content, honestly, because it is a grind. And when I start feeling like that, it's like it's time for me to kind of just take a breather. But the streams are awesome because there's no pressure. There's a little bit of pressure, but I much prefer doing these streams over even thinking about making a video. Because it just seems like I'm just hanging out with the boys, honestly. So I like that. I prefer it. And honestly, if I want that, I should just do more regular streams because the streams pick up views just like my videos do. So maybe I should just like try and do like 30, 45-minute streams. Why are you making a face at me?
Because you forgot about me.
You didn't even care. You said you were going to bed like a half hour ago. Did she say she said she was going to bed a half hour ago?
I was waiting. And I was falling asleep on the couch. And you didn't come.
Okay, well, I'm getting off now. But this is what she does.
I'm going
This is
to
what she
bed.
does. This is what she does.
Stop. I'm going to bed.
She says,
Suck.
she says, what have you been doing? And I'm like, well, I'm getting off. I'm shutting it down. And then she's like, all right, well, I don't care. I'm going to bed.
It's 12:30. I've been up since 6:45, 7 o'clock. I'm tired. I've been doing stuff all day.
It's that stay-home mom life.
Unlike you. No, I've been doing stuff all day.
I have not been doing yard work all day. I
talk-
definitely haven't been doing yard
Do
work
not talk crap
all
about
day.
stay-at-home moms. We work really hard.
I wasn't talking crap.
Here's a reason you have clean clothes on.
Dude, I appreciate you guys though. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. What? I'm saying goodbye.
I don't care anymore. You literally have 12 people on here. Why does that even... Hello, everybody. I'm the annoying partner that keeps telling him to get off of this. Because
Guys.
Orion doesn't even sleep in our bed anymore.